Greetings and welcome, everyone. You are in the zone, the Biz Info Zone. My name is Lynn Hawkins. I'm your host, and I am so excited to be here today with you, as always. But today, in particular, because of our special guest, Carole Hodges. And, this is just one of my favorite subjects, talking about wealth building. And in the zone, we help savvy social entrepreneurs to build bigger business, build it faster in a more holistic manner. And I am so excited to be here today. So you can tell I am really excited to be here. I'm doing this twice. Okay, so in the Biz Info Zone, which is what I was about to say, is where you will find the information, the news, and the tools, tips, and strategies to help you as a savvy social entrepreneur to build your business more quickly, more easily, and more holistically, using some of the strategies that are being brought to you today. And today, in particular, we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is wealth building. And for those of you who have amassed great wealth, how easy is it to manage that wealth? And for those of you who are working on amassing great wealth through multiple streams of income, how easy are you finding that to be? Well, my guest today, dear friend and sister colleague, Carole Hodges, CEO of Just Say Yes. She's a speaker, trainer, and a wealth coach for women. She's a financial advisor. And when I think about overall wonderful people, she's on that list, and she's at the top because of the work that she's doing and the things that she's bringing to the world, to nonprofit organizations and for-profit organizations. Some of these wealth building strategies that we're going to talk about today are here for you to utilize as well. And we're going to talk about things like how to create wealth through multiple streams of income, how to manage those multiple streams, what the mindset is that you really want to be in order to be able to do it with the ease and the grace and the joy and fun that we're talking about. And then even having that to flow through managing these multiple streams of income, because we're in business, those of us who are social entrepreneurs, to do business, create profits, and do good in the world. And that is everything from personal contribution of time and effort, as well as financial contribution. And what we want to do is make sure that you have some of the information that's going to be key to your doing that and doing it more successfully. So with that said, I want to say hello, Carole. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Lynn. I'm so glad to be here this morning. And gosh, I feel like it's so wonderful being with you. You have such a great attitude. And that's what we really want to bring to folks, is how to keep that wonderful attitude and make a difference with fun. I know we've talked before this and said our objective today is have fun, and that's something I very much believe in, is how do we make more fun in life. So I'm looking forward to talking about today multiple streams of income, how to put them in, when to put them in, when it makes sense, when it doesn't, so that people can grow the business they intend and know that there's plenty of ways to bring in some additional revenue. And we all know revenue that makes a difference in the world. And also, if there's anyone in nonprofits or knows nonprofits that they care about, listen with that in mind, because many of these techniques I am currently using with nonprofits. They're very, very effective.
I love that you said that. Thank you. And I want to make sure that our audience knows that what Carole is going to be going through today is something that you can use as a personal strategy for wealth building, as a business strategy for wealth building, and as an aid to nonprofits using this same strategy for wealth building. One of the things that I am acutely aware of is something that you do that returns on that investment. And wealthy people know that to invest means to also look at the return on that investment. And I know you're going to be talking a little bit about some of that as well. And I'm just going to step out of the way for a moment and let you go ahead and talk about what it is that you've brought to us today. And I'll be back with you in a moment.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, today I thought what I will do is I'm going to use some handy dandy slides, and I will take you through a process and what we're going to do. And I hope you like my little intro here down at the bottom. I'm going to swap that out, and there we go. Okay, maybe that'll be a little easier to see. So today there's three parts to what we'll be talking about. The first is, one, why multiple streams? Why would you want to have multiple streams of income? When do you want to have them? What are the things you need to consider, and then how to get them? The second part is some white label offers. I don't know if this is a new thought for you, but a white label offer is an offer that looks like yours. You private label it, but it's actually supplied by someone else. This can be a great addition to a business because without additional resources, you can add new products and services to your line, and they look like yours. We will find out a little bit more about that. Finally, some examples to consider. So I will give you some thoughts, some of my favorites that for the most part are no cost or very low cost, which makes them easy to add into your business. So we will look at those and who they might be really good for. Now, when you start thinking of multiple streams of income, I know I'm faced by all of them all the time. You probably are as well, where you get emails and you get stories about how people added thousands of dollars per day with one product or another, and you're pulled many, many ways. And to me, I have followed that at times and found like it was a bit of overwhelm. Something like this, where there's opportunity after opportunity, and they take you away from your center. They take you away from your heart, which gets confused. That is very many people's feeling about what happens when you think of multiple streams of income. Now, there's a different way to go about it. That is what I hope to introduce today, is how to think of creating those multiple streams so that instead of going away, you find here each multiple stream comes toward the center. It is heartfelt. It brings you money because it amplifies what you are doing. All of the sources lead right to the center. They lead to your main business, your purpose in life. That's where you want to be, is you don't add them until they are adding to you. Now, how do you get to that kind of finding income streams that help? Well, first of all, they have to provide benefit and value. You have to ask, what really serves your perfect client? What else can I offer that amplifies my main business, that brings even more value? That idea of always looking at what is the benefit, what is the value that I offer. A magic word that I use, because as life goes on, I'm relying more and more upon my intuition and really looking. I find that there is a knowing within yourself. There is that higher sense of purpose and connection, and that can be our guide. So whenever I look at a new opportunity, I look for this word, alignment. In alignment, I ask myself, will this allow my company to really offer more while staying on the same track, providing real value? Now, what can be your core? Many businesses, you could have different core. So there are businesses that focus on health. And if you focus on health, you'll want to only add things that produce more health. You might be focused, like mine, on growing wealth, in which case, those are the kind of alignments that you want. Or you might be focused on relationships, or fun, or protection and safety, having a better life, creating homes. Those are the sort of focuses that may be your core. So first, start and ask yourself, what is the core of what I offer? What is the core, and what are the things similar to my core that can really serve my optimal client? Now, I don't know about you, but often I have been approached with different network marketing groups or network marketing, multi-level marketing products. And first of all, I will say that for many people, that is optimal. Network marketing is a great way to have a business where you don't need to create the product, you don't need to mail out the product, you don't need to worry about so many aspects of the business. You are just in the business of marketing and selling the product. However, there are times that it has worked for me, and there are times that it has not. And here is a way to look at anything. And I'm not referring just to network marketing here, but any type of addition that you want to make to your business. And I know many of you are familiar with joint ventures. There are so many ways to create additional streams of income, but here's the way to see if it might be right for you. There are 3 things that you need to ask. Ask yourself and ask the people bringing this to you. First, how much time will this require to be successful? I know I've heard things like, oh, just have a simple party. Doesn't take any time at all. You can just have an hour here, an hour there, and make plenty of money. Go a little deeper. If you've ever put on a party, did you really just have people drop over for an hour? Or did you clean the house and do a heck of a lot of other work in preparation for that party going perfectly? As you can see, could require a lot more hours. Ask ahead about how much time does it take. Next, ask what will it cost to get started? And how much can I make? Some offerings do have an upfront cost. You need to take that into account, the upfront cost versus what you will make from it. And putting that together with the time, you began to say, what is my return on my investment of both time and money? And then, does it use the skills and resources I already have? And is it right for me and my company? There are people, one of the studies that I have done is different kinds of personality styles as well as skills. There are those folks who love to get out in front of other people. They get energized by getting out talking to folks. Those folks would love something like sales, and it has the skills and resources that they already have because this is something they love to do. Yet there are other folks who would much rather be at home at the computer. They would much rather not have to talk to folks a whole lot, but perhaps have systems and processes. They might love to work from home and do internet marketing. Some of you may be in those kinds of businesses. And ask them to leave that comfort and go out and do something that involved meeting with groups all over the place, especially if it was not already part of the business, could be a total distraction. So, and very much out of their comfort zone. Now, I believe that it's good for all of us to get a little out of our comfort zone, to push ourselves a little further, to do new things that we might not have done before. However, if you are suddenly going from a level of comfort where maybe you're at a 1 or 2 and now we're asking you to go to a 9 or a 10, it might be a bit much of a leap. So ask yourself if you're ready for it. And always let intuition be your guide. You will know when that push is just exactly what you need. When perhaps you have a mentor and a coach and you're ready to jump to that next step and do it despite the fear, that's a good thing. But know ahead of time, before you make a decision on adding anything to your business, these 3 things. Ask about the time, the money, and the skills. Also, the me in there. One other aspect of the me that you're asking yourself is, who am I being? So often we ignore that, but who am I being in life? Am I making a choice simply out of scarcity, or am I making a choice because this elevates me and makes me a better me? So 3 great questions: time, money, and who am I being, before you would choose any additional forms of income. Now I'm going to make a little bit of a shift, because we've looked at a little bit of the why of multiple streams of income. And, I realize I have jumped over the obvious one, which is that with additional streams of income, you have more choices in life. So this may mean faster to your dreams, faster to living the life that you would really like, that you have dreamed of. So keep that vision alive and consider maybe getting there faster. So now a bit of a shift. We're going to go and look at the second part, which is white labeling your brand. Now, what do I mean by white labeling your brand? Now, I introduced that a little bit earlier, but not with as much detail. What you may not realize is that many top brands are working with other companies in private labeling. I had personal experience with this. At one point, I worked for MCI WorldCom, which later became Verizon. And what I did, I was a product manager for video services. At that point, it was years ago, and we were just rolling out video. I had been doing video conferencing for companies because that was in the days where it was $100,000 a unit at each end. So we wouldn't be talking like this, not at all, unless we were top executives and had spent a lot of money in order to communicate. But at the time, video streaming, which is actually what this is, you are looking at me live, that was a new product. And MCI did not do it themselves. We actually went to Yahoo. Now, when it came out as an MCI product, you did not know that Yahoo was providing it. But essentially, that was an example of a white label service. For all intents and purposes, it was ours. In fact, we provided the customer service for that. And some white label products, you need to provide something like the customer service. Others that I will talk about today, you do not. That top quality service is already provided for you. That's one of the things that you'll need to look at with each thing that you do is what is your role in it. But white label services are being used by banks who may want to introduce a product like insurance. And instead of hiring a bunch of insurance agents and doing it all themselves, they work with already existing companies and brokers to provide the service. And they simply put it on their website and label it as though it is their own. They get their labels, their colors, everything on it, and then they promote it. One moment, I had a little technical interruption there. Let's see, so we have banks. Another type of white label is you might have loan platforms or a variety of things. Coaches are using additional products and services. I have a friend who teaches, he does physical coaching, and yet he is working with another company that provides some whole coaching platform. So these are many, many ways that you can consider white labeling your own brand. Now, Lynn, I notice you're back. Did you have any questions you might want to add about white labeling?
Oh my gosh, that's one of the best marketing opportunities as well as business opportunities, because when I talk about leverage, I talk about tools like PLRs and white labeling in order to provide some of the highest and best product and opportunity for your clients, as well as to basically be able to show up in a higher light, in a better look. And, when I think about white labeling, whether it's the program process or even, a credit card or a debit card, that kind of white label product means that you've gotten into a system that you don't have to recreate, that it costs you a fraction of what it might cost you were you to do it on your own. And I love white labeling. It's actually one of the 10X strategies that I teach in the Business Acceleration Program. How do you increase business exponentially with doing a few key things? White labeling is one of them.
Wonderful. Well, today I hope you don't mind if I go into a little bit of specific because we've gone through looking a little bit of why multiple streams of income and white labeling, and I want to look at some of my favorites to share.
Love that. Please.
Well, I want to introduce a company, eVantage Financial. Now, eVantage Financial is basically a marketing company, and what we offer is a number of different products and services from absolutely top companies. These are not our personal, they may be, in our case, private labeled with eVantage, but they are companies that you would be very, very proud to work with. Now, let's see. We have at eVantage, one of our main flagship products is called the One-Click platform. And the One-Click platform is an insurance platform. This allows you to go online and get two very special aspects of purchasing life insurance that you may not have been able to do before. The first is an instant issue policy. Instant issue means that instead of waiting and getting a whole medical background before you can get insurance, you will answer questions about your health. However, it can be issued right on the spot. That is quite an innovation to be able to get insurance at an instant issue. Another aspect of that is being able to get comparative rates from 150 of the top companies in the United States for life insurance. So you have a choice of the brand if there's a particular company that you would like to work with, but you will get to see that and you can see it instantly. We find that so many people do not want to have to talk to a life insurance agent. And since I am a licensed life insurance agent in the state of California, I hope everyone would want to speak to me, but sometimes just for lack of time or wanting to do a little research, you want to go online and compare. And this is a good way to start, which is to go online and you can actually purchase, and anyone that you speak to will be a licensed agent. Now, I know you've seen things before that I call lead farms, where you will go and fill something out, and then I've done this myself for health insurance years ago. And what happens is 20 minutes after your name goes in, your phone starts ringing. And you will probably get 20 calls in the first day of people wanting to sell you life insurance. This program has absolutely none of that. All of this goes to just one company, actually national brokerage, and a licensed life insurance agent in your state will be able to speak to you and answer your questions and yet still give you access to top companies. So that's one of the programs. Another one that is one of my favorites is called Equity Key. Equity Key enables homeowners to get cash from their homes now. They have to have some equity and good credit, so it's not a rescue product, but they can get cash now without any loans or payments by selling a portion of their future equity. Now, why would you do that? Well, Lynn mentioned the word earlier, leverage. If you could take a portion of your future appreciation and you could set up an estate plan now that protected your family, that also gave you access to critical care insurance should anything happen and you need extra funds while you're living, and as well to set up a retirement plan so that you have leveraged money you don't even have yet in order to take care of your future. Many people have also used this to perhaps purchase other additional real estate, which is leverage, or even to add on to their home so that they get additional value for their home. And especially if it's a home you plan to live in for the rest of your life, why not fix it up and enjoy it now? So that's another one of the products that we offer.
What about even using those kinds of funds to start a business or grow a business?
Absolutely. Think of it as leverage. If you are looking for funds, and I'll give you several ways that you can get funds, but if you are looking for funds for a business, for instance, in a business, perhaps you absolutely know that you need to buy this amount of inventory and you've got the buyers for it, but you need cash. Well, this is one way of doing it. I will tell you another way as well, but this is one way of accessing that. And in addition, there's some great referral fees. So those of you who aren't doing this, listen with the idea in mind of who else could use these things I'm talking about. There is money and cash flow in it for you by referring. So listen not only for yourself to say, is it of interest to me, but who else do I know who could use one of these products? That is one of the keys to absolutely passive referral income.
I love it. One of the things that many of us in this space, entrepreneurs, find is that when a great training opportunity comes along, when that piece of equipment that we may want to purchase comes along, the opportunity for doing a joint venture project that has the potential of being a high return on investment, yet it's that investment piece that we're looking for. This is a way of creating those funds to be used for that purpose.
Yes.
Love it.
I do have to say, I know you have people all across the United States. Unfortunately, this particular program, the Equity Key that I mentioned, is only available in California and Florida. So sorry, guys in the middle, but you can still make money if you can refer somebody who is in one of those states. And those can be significant referrals. And you don't need to close it. You simply give this over to an expert who closes it. You identify the need. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to go on and tell you a little bit about some of the other things. And this is time to think about, as I say, not only whether it's for you, but we'll go into who could use any of these particular white label services, because it might not be you, but who else could? So the first is insurance. Now, this is the platform that I talked about, and some of the folks using this insurance platform that can be of the benefit would be mortgage brokers and real estate brokers. Those folks might have this platform on their site because when someone buys a new home, they need to buy insurance, and mortgage insurance is essentially life insurance. You're buying enough life insurance that if anything happens, the house is paid off and your family is taken care of. So they're a natural to have a platform like this. Nonprofit. Now, I can't say the name yet, but I have a very large educational nonprofit who is in the process of putting this in place because they have found that this is a wonderful benefit to all of their members, as well as being able to bring them some revenue for marketing fee for having this on their site. Now, you won't know that it came from our company because our name will not be on it. The name on it will be of the nonprofit. But this is great for any large nonprofits. Also, you'd be surprised that you would think someone who wouldn't want it would be an insurance broker. But the way insurance works is that people are licensed and very often only in one aspect of insurance. For instance, I'm licensed in life and health insurance in California. Well, if I wanted to sell auto insurance to someone, I can't do that because I'm not licensed for it. And then if I wanted to sell you life insurance, I couldn't do it because I am not licensed in your state. So a
Mm-hmm.
life agent can work with us, put this on their site, and enable them to sell insurance knowing that it's top quality insurance all across the United States. So this is an ideal sort of add-on for life insurance or any kind of insurance agent. Also, companies who have employees often will put something like this up as a company benefit. They will be making some funds off of it, but often they will pour that right back into employee benefits. It can be a great way for some of the employee benefits to pay for themselves and enable companies to grow and take much better care of their employees. Any other thoughts about insurance?
I love it, especially the fact that, an insurance agent can do business beyond their state limitations by offering this product.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people have, and will be to once again have homes in other states and, being able to go to their insurance broker and have everything within that one location. There's some really great advantages to that.
Absolutely. Good. Well, I've got a couple more things, and I'm going to kind of flip along here. But
Okay.
on commercial loans, did you know we have a commercial loan platform where if you know other businesses, you or other businesses need a commercial loan to expand your business, there's a platform where you can put out your application and have lenders actually compete. It will help you find what category, whether it would be you need angel investing or you need expansion money, but you fill out an application and within the first day you get companies who are competing for your business so you can choose that. Now, who loves this? Marketers love this. If you go out to a company and perhaps you have a great program and they say, well, gosh, we're not at the point, we just don't have the money to do this. We see it's a great benefit and we'd like to expand and have that, but we don't have the money. Next question might be, would you be interested in a loan platform where people could compete for your business? And
Uh-oh. Well, it looks like there you are. Okay, you
boy,
froze up on me for a minute.
okay. Well,
Okay.
I don't know if you heard me. I hope
No,
I
no.
my mouth open in some funny position. That often happens when people
Ah. But no, you
so
were talking about the commercial loans for business expansion or even angel investing. But I think a key element there was being able to say, this is what my need is, and have lenders to compete to determine if what they have is something that you may want. That's great.
and if you're selling to business owners, keep this in mind. This can be an additional form of revenue, and believe me, you are helping them. If you can show them a way to get the money, it's not only for your service, it's for the betterment of their business. Wow, you are a hero. You are helping them grow their business. So think of in construction, coaches. I always liked as a coach to be able to give somebody something concrete to people so they weren't sitting back waiting, but they could take
Mhm.
action.
And for instance, one of my friends, Ron Harvey, is in our audience right now. And I happen to know that he markets his environmental services to businesses and to either help them to become more efficient in their environmental businesses themselves. He consults and he provides services that helps them to do their jobs better. But he also, oh, excuse me, a great place to turn the camera on me in the middle of a sneeze. Oh my God. Ah, yes, we have fun like that here. But Ron actually talks to business owners who are in need of additional funding for particular things, whether it's the consulting that he's talking to them about or the consulting relating to a project that they may need funding for the project in order to build more business, get a bigger return on investment, and create the income to pay him his consulting fee. So if you're out there and you're in a situation like that where you're helping small business owners like that, think about this in terms of being able to provide something like that for your clients or your prospective clients.
And this is the magic word, the two words, referral income. Always look for referral income. And one of the things I mentioned was looking for how much time does it take. The things I have mentioned so far, hopefully you've seen that maybe you can integrate that into the conversations you're already having. As far as money, did you know everything I've talked about is absolutely free so far? There is, well, I will say, if you want to offer the insurance platform, there's a certification, but that's $80 so that you know the right words to say. It is a highly regulated industry, and it's important that even if you're referring, do not talk about it or make promises that are actually illegal. So we have a certification to make sure that you're speaking about it correctly. But I would say that's pretty minimal. And some of the other things, there is no cost whatsoever for the referrals, for equity keys, for the commercial loans. That's at absolutely no cost to you. So cost and time work out really well, and you just have to see, is it a good fit for you? And now, Lynn, I'd like to go on to one of our favorite things, which is the Evanti
Ooh,
MasterCard with crowd-funded cashback. Now,
beautiful.
a couple
Yes.
aspects of this. This is a brand new offering, and I'm going to kind of break it down as to what it is. So first of all, it is prepaid. Now, prepaid cards are cards that you load up. Now, you're familiar certainly with gift cards where perhaps you buy a card and you use it and then it's gone. And you only use that on the card. Well, a prepaid card, you load and reload. And a lot of coaches, especially financial coaches, are suggesting prepaid cards because there are no fees like you would get if you overran your debit card and paid spent more than was on it. There are no uh, no interest like a credit card, so you can't be suddenly running up bills because you were kind of lost track of what you were spending. But what's very interesting about this, in 2012, 77 billion was loaded onto prepaid cards. That's 3 years ago. 2015, we're on track for 168 billion. Huge growth there, from 77 to 168 in the last 3 years. By 2018, they are estimating that $822 billion will be spent using prepaid cards. That is a 389% increase in the use of prepaid cards. Now, you've already heard some of the benefits of it. Yet also, there's no credit check. So someone who might not be able to pass credit to get a credit card, you don't need a credit check and you don't need a checking account in order to get a prepaid card. So they are being used more and more. Initially, they thought really the power users are 18 to 48 and generally make over 50,000 or $50,000 average. And they're finding that older consumers are really catching on to that as well because of the security of a prepaid card. Now, an alternative is to carry cash, but if cash gets stolen or you drop it or lose your wallet or purse, it's not replaceable. If that was on a prepaid card, it's replaceable. The card is FDIC insured and it's also guaranteed. And they have very well. I'll tell you a little bit later about fees, but they're quite minor. Now, second, it's a prepaid Mastercard. Mastercard is backing. So say we only work with companies that are major companies. So this is accepted everywhere that a Mastercard debit card would be accepted. And what you're really purchasing on is whatever you're normally purchasing. You are getting groceries and your gas, and you're just spending your day-to-day money, but just having a different card to do it on. So you can't guarantee that you lose the card or it gets stolen. You can get that money replaced with the PIC insured as well. Now, here's something new. Crowd-funded cashback. This is a new thought. You've all heard of cashback because you hear about it on Capital One and all of the ads all the time. On your own spending, you go out and spend and you'll get percent or percent and a half cash back. The money that you're getting back is actually part of what's called the interchange fee. Every time a card is swiped, the store pays for the processing of that what is called an interchange fee. So they are paying Capital One or MasterCard, they are paying an interchange fee. Now, that's how you get your cash back. But what's different is that this is the first time that you can get cash back on the spending of your friends and family, up to 6 generations. This is a card that you tell people about and they tell others about. And so down the 6th generation, you get what's called your cashback crowd. These are your referrals. This is a card you can only get by referral. You can't just go and get one somewhere. Someone has to refer you. And I bet Lynn will figure out a way to do that before the end of this talk. So, and I didn't bring a sample up, but it's very easy for cards. They will give you an opportunity. You can either print out your own little referral card to the size of business card. You can just hand out with your referral code. You choose to purchase them. They're $27 for 1,000 cards. So that's, you can get quite a lot of cashback crowd with 1,000 cards, I am sure. Now, Lynn, I need something from you before I put up this next slide. Do you have your referral code for your?
I do. And it is evantagecard.com/win more.
So WIN. That's a good win more.
Mm-hmm. Totally in the more space. More wealth, more clients, more. And our goal is to help you to win more and win more cash.
Well, I have it right up here for anybody who's writing it down. What I would encourage you to do, go to this site. On this site, there are 3 videos. The videos explain completely how all of this works. That is the best way. In fact, most people, when I refer it, I don't do as much talking as I just did with you. I usually send them to the site and say, look, this is a fun way that you might enjoy. You can earn some crowdfunded cash back. And I think you ought, I like you. I think you want to check this out. And I will just hand them a card and send them to the link. So that's the best way to do it, which is go to that site, look at the 3 videos. There's FAQs, anything you could possibly want to know about how the card works for an individual is on that site. Now, I will say one more thing is that businesses can use this to further their brand. There's 2 ways. It can be in the referral code itself with the Advantage card, or you can also private label it. Larger organizations are private labeling it. This is one that I've also taken to nonprofits and to businesses who love it, because imagine what happens to your brand or your nonprofit when you have a card that has their name on it. And so everywhere you go, you are holding that card out, and every time you pay, someone sees that card. That is huge brand recognition. If you can think of any companies like that, then I would encourage you to get a hold of Lynn or myself. Let us know you saw it on this call, and let us see if we can get it to them. There is some great referrals in that. Once you look at the card program, you will see exactly how that might work. We can give you more details about how it can work for a business, but you have to contact us directly on that. And so, Lynn, that's kind of what I have to say about that. So, if you're writing it down one more time, this is where you go to learn about the card. And then I have one last thing.
All right.
Hey, if I give out some discounts and free stuff?
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Carole. Yes. Yes.
I'm
Go
going to give you 2 more things that, contact me. I'll give them to you. And then if you want, you can find out how you can give them to others. So one is going to be a discount. I will give you a link to sign up for discounts at all kinds of local free stuff. And that could be discounts at restaurants, discounts at stores near you. So that's number 1. That's discount number 1. The second is I will give you $100 toward travel. And this is good at a travel site. And this travel site, you've been to a lot of them. There's Priceline and Hotels.com, Expedia, Travelocity. There's a lot of different ones. However, this one actually gives you even lower than theirs. Okay, granted, it's pretty competitive, but if it's $5 lower, and then you get to apply some of the $100 that I will give you towards your travel. This is good for hotels and it's good for rental cars. Fortunately, not flights, but hotels and rental cars. So that is my giveaway number 2. And as I say, if you want to know how you can give it away in your business, ask me about that. And then the third is something not right now, but coming shortly within the next month, is a wise well. And this will be a list of questions that you can ask yourself, kind of a real checklist so you can look through yourself and say, where am I doing well, and what I want to focus on to improve my wealth. And we look at ways that you that you make it, that you grow it, that you protect it, and that you enjoy it. So it's a full look at what conscious wealth means to you. And if you would like to get those, then you can contact either Lynn or myself. My email address is right under my name there, Carole@theyesconnection.com. So write that down. If you drop me a note. If you're on replay, drop me a note as well. You will also get the free things and discounts. And let me know if you'd like to know how you also can give those away. And I will get in touch with you and let you know. Otherwise, I will send you some links, and I think you will enjoy them.
Well, thank you so much. I was writing and typing, and I got the discount at local shops, the restaurants and stores and what have you. The $100 gift certificate towards travel. Oh my gosh. And I'm about to buy a plane ticket. So, that sounded real good to me. And what was the third one?
And the third one is my Wise Wealth checklist. This will come out. And it is self-coaching. It's a way to look through and look at your aspects of getting money, how you acquire it, how you grow it, how you protect it, and how you enjoy it. We got to have that fun in there too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Wanted to make sure I had all of that right, because I will be putting this information in the comment section of the event page, as well as in the body of the event and on YouTube, so that if you didn't catch the whole presentation today, if you didn't catch the whole interview, feel free to watch the replay. For those of you who are joining us live, I want to say thank you for being here. For those of you who are joining us via the replay, I hope you got all of that. But if you didn't, take a look in the copy, because all of this information is going to be in there for you. All of the links, Carole's email address, my email address, everything that you will need to be in touch with us to inquire further, and to really just figure out how you can benefit for yourself and your family, as well as to help your favorite nonprofit organization or any of the businesses that you may serve. One of the things that as social entrepreneurs we are very clear about, and that is opening doors for ourselves that allow us to walk through them, bringing greater value to those that we serve. This is a way to do that. And if you have any questions, post them here. Carole and I will be looking back at the comments section during the course of the next week, and we'll answer any questions. We'll give you any additional information, and do make sure that you reach out and connect with us like we want to connect with you. So, Carole, any last words for our audience before we bring this great informational session to a close?
Yes, I would say look for those referral opportunities, and just know that additional multiple streams of revenue and passive income can be easy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you are so right. I mentioned when we started that wealthy people know how to increase their areas of wealth, their level of wealth. This is one of those ways. Recognizing these multiple passive residual streams of income provides you with the opportunity to make this happen easily, effectively, and depending on how involved in them you want to be, they can be very rich sources of income. So thank you again, Carole, for being here with me today. Thank you to our audience. This has been great. I'm just looking to see if there are any other questions out there. And I do want to acknowledge Ron, who said that it was so cool that you're reaching out about this very subject, and that I mentioned him because he was just writing an email to a new client about exactly what we were saying about the various ways to access additional capital for themselves. And so consider that as you're going about doing your business. As the social entrepreneur that you are, be savvy. And these are some really successful techniques that, again, wealthy people are using to keep, grow, save, spend, and do more with their money. Thanks, Carole, for being here today. Thank you for allowing me to even step away for a moment to take care of some business that I had. I so appreciate and love you, and I look forward to doing this again. Once a quarter in the Biz Info Zone, we're focusing on wealth creation, and whether that is wealth creation through mindset or through things just like this, passive streams of income and increasing your wealth utilizing these methodologies. You're going to be hearing more from Carole and me in the future. So thanks again for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see you right here next week. Same place, same time, same station, and great guest for you again. Thanks again, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hang on for me, Carole.